they ranked 7 teams that might be interested in his services.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through them.
I'm sure they're in there.
Let's go through these 7 teams in order. At number 7, they have the Denver Broncos. To add them to the mix, the Broncos have over $30 million in cap space, would be another weapon for Bo Nix. They don't have a ton of receiving options there outside of Cortland Sutton, so that would seem to make sense to help out their young second-year quarterback heading into next season in Bo Nix. Jason will be interested in team number 6. It's the New England Patriots. Same kind of similar situation, devoid of a lot of options on offense. He would make sense with a young quarterback in Drake May. Because they kind of have a weird mix of wideouts at this point. No real stars. Deebo would clearly be the number 1 option in that offense if he showed up in New England.
Mm-hmm.
So the Patriots are at 6 on this list from SB Nation. The Giants come in at number 5 because the expectation is the Giants, they're picking high. They have to pick a quarterback. And if you pick a quarterback, you want to give him some established weapons. Deebo would look nice on the other side from Malik Neighbors in New York.
I see where you're going, though. I haven't heard a certain team yet.
Giants are 5 on a list of 7. Coming in at 4, I was a little bit surprised by this name, the Pittsburgh Steelers. He doesn't strike me as like a Steelers type of guy.
Yeah, but they need help at receiver, too.
They do. I mean, they need
weapons.
George Pickens he's weird. It's kind of wild.
He's good.
He's really talented, but he's a handful.
Well, so is Deebo.
Deebo's a handful, too. So, does Tomlin want to deal with both of those guys on the same offense?
Yeah, but you know that if Arthur Smith stays, he likes to run, and you can run Deebo as well.
That is true. It's a very good point. Third on the list, the LA Chargers. Compare him up with Ladd McConkey, who had a really good rookie season. Another weapon for Justin Herbert.
And they also like to run the ball.
Roman and Harbaugh, we know they like to run the ball. Haven't heard the Commanders' name yet. At number 2 on the list, the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of surprising, too, because Diggs is there. He'll be coming back from the ACL, but maybe they look
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell.
He got hurt.
He got hurt, and he didn't have near the season he had as a rookie, as a second-year player. So if you add him to Nico Collins, you have a potentially explosive offense there, and that's a team that was majoring in running the ball a lot in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to try to get away from that. It's kind of the reason they got away from Bobby Slowick. And coming in at number 1 on this list,
number 1,
the Washington Commanders.
Wow.
Here's their explanation. When a team strikes gold to the quarterback on a rookie deal, that gives them a big window of opportunity. Take the Texans, who loaded up around C.J. Stroud last offseason with additions such as Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, and Danielle Hunter. Both teams have played in Super Bowl 59, took advantage of rookie windows as the Chiefs and Eagles built around Mahomes and Hurts before it was time for long-term extensions.
I don't like it, Cakes. Maybe I'm swayed by the picture that we all saw of Deebo at the Super Bowl. It seemed like he was on Radio Row. He was wearing his boys jersey, which was controversial. You said he didn't support it because he's wearing his Eagles jersey, but apparently he's tight with A.J. Brown. But it did look like he kind of had that dad bod figure.
Come on.
He's
a tank.
In training camp, he's not going to look like that.
His numbers also slid down this year.
His numbers.
That's the most important thing. He played 15 games.
I mean,
he was injured for most of those games.
I mean, what do you mean a big dip? He didn't hit the end zone as many times, but 51 catches is not bad.
Yeah, but his yards per reception went down. Look, in 2021 he was averaging 18 yards a catch, down to 13 yards. The year before he was at 15 yards.
It's not that big a difference. It's in the same realm.
Look, the entire offense.
His rookie year was 14.
There are a lot of reasons for this because, first of all, 1, he was battling injuries for most of the year. All right, so he clearly wasn't the same player. 2, McCaffrey was out. All right, so defenses didn't have to focus on any one guy in the run game. They focused on the receivers. Ayuk was out. All right, so it was a totally different situation. There are reasons his numbers were down. It's not just because he took a big dip talent-wise. Here's the problem. He's got 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah.
And he's going to want an extension.
Sure.
And the 49ers told his agent, Tony Dandy, Tony, Deebo, you go out and try and find a deal. And if it makes sense for us, we'll do it. So if Tony Dandy and Deebo don't reach out to the Commanders for a deal, then maybe they're kind of just focused on 2 or 3 teams that are willing to trade for him and give him an extension. Maybe that's not Washington.
All right, so I'm out. Does that mean you're in?
I'm possibly in. I think he's a beast.
Possibly. I mean, are you in or you out?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, it looks like
Are you
he's
giving him an
scheduled-
extension?
Probably.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just
and-
signing him. I'm not just taking him for 1
And,
year.
what are you trading for?
I don't know.
Third round pick?
No, I don't want to go that high for Deebo. How about a 4th rounder this upcoming draft and a 6th rounder in the future?
Well, I would do that.
I don't know.
Seems to me that that's not very
Well,
much.
Do you think Adam Peters wants to sign him to a fat deal where you have a bunch of money tied up in Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel? I don't know if he's going
I
to
don't
want
know
to do
that
that.
he's going to get a massive deal. Relative.
2 years? 2-year extension?
I don't know if he's going to get a massive deal at that age, but maybe.
He's only had one 1,000-yard season receiving.
Yeah, but he's
but they're a running
nice
team.
complimentary receiver.
Yeah.
Look at what he does in the run game.
Yeah, man,
Credentials.
if he's healthy, which is a big if, he'll give you 250 to 300 rushing
He's
yards.
a good player. He's
He's a good
he's kind of
player,
a head. He's kind of a head case, but he's really talented.
He's
And
only
he's-
hit 300 once in his career, Cakes, rushing.
I said like 250 to 300
Yeah,
if
but
he's healthy.
He's a receiver.
I know, but I'm saying maybe we're overstating how much he runs the ball because the last 3 years, it's 232, 225, 136.
You just look at the carries. It's around the 40 range.
Look, they feature him. They don't give him 15 carries a game, but he
gets
could get
1
2 or 3.
carries a game. Yeah.
He's a factor, but kind of just depends on what you want to give up for him.
if
Do
I
you want
were-
to give up a player and a 4th rounder? Okay. But I'm guessing there's going to be a team out there that's going to give him a 3rd rounder.
I just put it up as our poll of the day. Our poll of the day brought to you by Surfside. We love Surfside. Iced tea and vodka, lemonade and vodka. They're the best, perfect addition to any gathering. Each can only 100 calories, 0 carbonation. That means easy sipping. You can find them at your local bars and at your local liquor stores. They have a variety. 8 packs, must be 21. Please drink responsibly. Would you or should you trade for Deebo Samuel?
He's just turned 29.
29, yeah.
He's actually been healthier, at least as far as games played, than I thought. I thought he missed a lot more games. So he's probably playing hurt.
He was.
But, 16, 13, 15, 15. Not horrific. He's never played, I guess, so 1 year he played a full 16 games. I don't know. I would be intrigued because I just know what a talent he is. I would be intrigued.
Look, Peters knows him better than anybody.
Yeah.
So if Peters is in love with him, if he loves Deebo Samuel, he'll get him on the roster. My vibe is probably doesn't love Deebo
Why
at
do you
20
think
plus million a year.
Well, he's not 20 million a year. He's 17 is what I think.
I mean, if he gets a new deal, he's going to be look at what receivers are pulling in right now in the league.
I don't know, but our 30-year-old
Yeah, but
receivers getting that?
they may
I don't
not.
know.
I mean, he might get like a 2-year, 20 million, 25 million extensions. He's not going to get a 2-year, 40 million.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
I'm
Is it
out.
number 2?
I'm out.
I'm
I think he's over.
out.
I think he's overhyped.
I defer to Peters. He knows his character.
Well, of course. If you want to chime in, 800-636-1067. I think he's one of these guys, bigger name than maybe the production. I just compared him to Olamide Zaccheaus.
Yeah.
Who, how would you describe Zaccheaus on Washington?
Run of the mill.
Run of the mill. He had 6 more catches than Zaccheaus this year. 6.
Well, again,
he had the same number of touchdowns.
he had a down year.
You're not listening to me.
He's
when
a more impactful player than Zaccheaus.
I understand.
No,
There's
you're not.
more
You
to
just
the
look at the
story.
stats. That's all you do. You just look at the stats and go.
I know what you're saying.
Watch the games, and then also, the other guys who are hurt factor in to other guys' production. It just does. Their offense was affected by injuries the entire year.
So you're trading for him?
Well, I don't know if I'm trading for him. Depends on what you're going to trade for him. I think he can still be a significant contributor.
I'm open to it. I don't know anything about his character. I have no idea. If he's a character guy, hardworking guy that the guys love, I'm okay.
Well, I mean, look, he grabbed the face mask of his long snapper.
Yeah, he was a douche on the sideline of his teammate.
Yeah.
By the way, did
during
you see
a
what
game.
Mahomes did to Samaje Perine? Did you see that
I saw
yesterday?
he snubbed him.
No,
when
I didn't see
he walked
that.
down the
At the end
sideline.
of the game, it's over.
Yeah.
He's going by. He's giving everybody a handshake on his team. And then Samaje everyone stands up, gives him a pound, whatever.
Right.
Samaje stands up, and I guess he's pissed because he dropped the ball or something. He just snubbed him.
I didn't see
and then went
that.
to the next guy, and then he stares at him. It was one of the rudest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Was that late in the game?
It was at the very end of the game.
Yeah,
Like
I
he was on the
missed that.
sideline.
I missed that.
Honestly, hey, Drabby, taking my Pat Mahomes, good guy, whatever.
Tossing that out.
Taking that out. That
Yeah.
was a bad look for Pat. Bad look.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I didn't think that much of it.
I thought a lot of
I thought
it.
he was just locked in on Kelsey.
Yes,
by
any
the
chance
time.
he was
Then
just
he stared at
distracted.
him.
Oh,
No,
you
no,
just
no,
gave him
no,
the,
no.
you
It was
gave him
a
the hairy eyeball.
deliberate snub.
Mm.
It was not a good look. I'm out on Pat Mahomes. He's a good guy.
I've never been that
I'm
in on
out
Pat
on him.
Mahomes, so I mean it's fine.
Well, I was kind of going with the idea. Yeah, for a star, he's a pretty good guy.
Right.
Well, maybe P. Ryan is a douche.
He
I
could
don't
be.
know that,
Yeah.
but I'm going to give P. Ryan the benefit of the doubt.
Why?
He's a former commander.
Pat Mahomes has been in this. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it just, I don't know. Even if he was a douche, you still would just be respectful to each other. I personally
So
think,
what happens if 5 minutes before that, P. Ryan goes, "You suck, Pat.
all right, I'm going to guess he didn't.
You blew the game
I'm
for
going
us."
to guess he didn't.
Well, you're guessing on Mahomes.
No, I'm team P. Ryan, Pat Mahomes douche.
You'll be the only member on Team P. Ryan.
Listen, I'm not saying P. Ryan.
Small team.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just telling
Team of
you,
one.
Mahomes looks like a douche in that.
That's a bad look if he
It's
did
a
that.
bad look for Mahomes.